following clip contains spoilers. You've been warned.
All of the interiors in this movie were lit too well. Like the lighting was it looked like a stage production kind of. And that is a mistake that a lot of early directors make, is they sort of overlight everything. It's one of the things that I hate about Cowboy Bebop, is everything's very overlit, and you need to have things.
It's meant to look like an anime.
I don't care.
Okay.
It's both, you need some things to fall off into the darkness. And all of the interiors in this movie, not all, I don't want to say all, but a lot of them are too lit too well, lit too perfectly. And part of that, I think, is you're building sets. And when you're building sets, you can put lights wherever you want.
Yep.
And you go a little too overboard. And so a lot of the interiors didn't seem genuine for me. The opening sequence was okay. It was fine. But the church I was like, holy shit, this little ass church with no lights is like beautifully lit on the inside.
They're in Texas and they have windows.
I know.
It's lit. It's hot outside.
I don't know. It's just something.
There's not skyscrapers and stuff blocking the sun. It's just
true.
open sun.
That's true. Yeah. There were no skylights in this church.
You don't know. You couldn't see the ceiling. Did you construct the church? What church was it? You don't even know. Anyway, so we see a man in a church leaning over the pews, they normally do. Mm-hmm. A guy comes in the church. Right. A Hispanic man. Mm-hmm. I think his name is Jesus, to be honest. He calls him Jesus.
Okay.
And, he kind of plays it off like he's about to go to church, and the guy's like, he starts talking about scorpions. He's like, well, I know how people like scorpions.
Yeah.
And why you got a tattoo in your hand? And then he basically, that was another life, man. Mm-hmm. And then he pulls his hat
up and reveals his scar that's on his forehead of a cross.
Yeah. So then now we know he is the child that was scarred. Yeah. And of course, that's the man who was holding him down.
Yes. Yeah. No, please.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
And then he shoots him with guns he got from John Woo. The pistols that have the most
just ornate
horrific sounds, and they can knock a man back with no kick, make him flip in the air. Yeah, I loved it, by the way.
I know, and this was another part that was very Tarantino, and you get the titles that sort of flash in as he's shooting the guy. Yep. Yeah, I was like,
harder,
I'll take it.
Hey, fall. And you're like, but obviously this gun is not knocking somebody back that hard.
No,
and with no kick.
No,
and just ping.
That is a problem that a lot of action movies have.
Every action movie,
including Cowboy Bebop, where the people are shooting people and the guns aren't doing anything.
We're not doing this the whole podcast.
I'm sorry.
Sir. You would not
keep fresh for
you
me,
would
man.
not keep shitting on this show that I like. This is about Harder They Fall and about Bebop.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so that's an issue where actors, because they don't use real guns on a set. So it's all cap guns and that sort of things, or just prop rubber guns. And so the actors, it's up to them to pretend to do the recoil.
The kick,
And if they haven't done a lot of shooting, they don't know how much recoil, to do. And if the director's not familiar with it, they don't correct it. And so you end up with like laser guns.
Yeah. Bang, 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 and people are just fucking flying.
Yeah.
So it was an awesome scene. But again, just like if you watch, it's like, oh wow, there's no way that guy's flying back that far,
right? Yeah,
and the gun just kind of, flick of the wrist kind of shit.
Yeah.
For full episodes, find us on your favorite podcast provider. Check us out on flicksworthwatching.com.